Value that space you have, value that time that you have to give to anyone. The cliche saying, protect your energy, very true, but you need to know, what energy are you coming with? Are you going to be able to divide yourself amongst all the different types of people that want to sap that energy, and are they going to be giving something back to you? Today's tea is the Clipper organic green tea, and I do love a green tea. It's really light, it's really a good tea for detoxing. I try to have one at least every day or every other day. Join me, get yourself a cuppa, tea, coffee, Coke, whatever you need. Sit with me and let's talk. Welcome to ClickSmart. Hello my lovely, welcome to ClickSmart. I'm Emmy, your host, and on this channel I discuss all things health, wealth and slay. If you're new to this channel, I encourage you to subscribe, because every single week I bring out a new video to help with this, because I tell you, a healthy body is simply incomplete without a healthy mind. Today's video, I'm going to tell you how to avoid toxic relationships. I'm going to give you the 5 best ways to avoid those relationships, avoid wasting your time in toxic relationships. If you do want more information on any of the steps that I go through, do let me know in the comments below, and I will for sure do that, absolutely. So the first thing is to believe the red flags. Now, I know we all want to believe the best in people, and when we see warning signs, sometimes we want to just, hope for the best or see the good in others, and that's an admirable quality, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. However, if you do not want to waste your time, and if you want to know how to stop wasting your time or engaging in toxic relationships, the first thing you're going to have to do, as hard as it is to believe the red flags. Believe them. Do not waste your time trying to convince yourself that the red flags you're noticing can be brushed over or are not so important. I can give you a few examples, however, I do not want this video to be very long, and I know you don't have half an hour to sit here to get through these steps, so I'm going to make it short. But simple red flags, for example, I dated a guy once. I was very young at the time. He never called his mother on Mother's Day. That didn't sit well with me. I didn't, have an argument with him about it or even actually mention it. But at the time, I remember thinking, that's not very nice. It's Mother's Day. You've not texted your mother. You've not called your mother. You've not even sent her, a bunch of flowers or a card. Fast forward a few months, and I saw why. He was a misogynist. He did not really care for his mother. And, I will tell you this, if someone doesn't care for their mother, it's going to be really difficult for them to care for you. Yeah, believe red flags. Don't try to convince yourself that, any sort of warning signs you're seeing about someone is you being overly cautious or you judging the person harshly. Remember, you came into this world alone and naked. You have one life to live. Just one. You don't have time to waste building friendships, building relationships, getting attached to people when early on you're seeing warning signs that potentially this person just isn't on your wavelength. The second way for you to avoid toxic relationships is for you to value facts over potential. So when you first meet somebody, you're getting to know them, and I said this can be romantic or friendship, whatever. You're getting to know someone and you see, the potential in the person, and you see that they have all this light in them, and you potentially, if you're someone like me, you want to draw that out. You want to bring out the best in people at all times. However, your time is precious. You only have a certain amount of time on this earth to do what you got to do. So value the facts that the person is coming to you with over the potential that they have. And this is particularly key if it's a romantic relationship, because you don't want to fall in love with someone who has the potential for greatness, but then fast forward, years and years down the line of your life, sunken into this person, invested into this person, only to find out that, they're not able to pull through that with tangible action. Value the facts they're bringing you. Yes, someone could have a fantastic, idea for the next, billion-dollar phone app, and they could have that. However, everybody's got the potential in them to be the next, Van Gogh or Mozart or Jay-Z, but are they going to be? Are they going to be? What are the facts of the matter? Look at their drive. Look at how they view the world, their thought processes, how they problem solve. Go with the facts that you have on hand as opposed to the potential that you have for them in your mind, which the more you invested in that person as a friend or even as a relationship, a boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, the more that potential is going to, play on your mind, because you've got feelings of care for that person, which build upon the good qualities you've seen in them. So go with the facts. Always go with the facts, because the facts do not lie. The facts will let you know exactly how things stand at the moment, and then you can make a reasonable and intelligent decision as to how to go forward. The third way how you can avoid toxic relationships is for you to know who you are. Value yourself and value your time. You need to know who you are. You need to know that you're somebody who doesn't deserve to be spoken to in a certain way. And by the way, I believe we are all this person. However, some of us really need to spend time getting to know who we are and knowing exactly how valuable we are to anybody coming into our space, and value that. Value that space you have, value that time that you have to give to anyone. The cliche saying, protect your energy. Very true. But you need to know, what energy are you coming with? Are you going to be able to divide yourself amongst all the different types of people that want to sap that energy? And are they going to be giving something back to you? Because there should always be a duality. There should always be a give and a take. It can't be one-sided. So know who you are. Know what you bring to the table, the kind of value you bring to any friendship or relationship that you choose to enter. If you see that is not going to be matched or reciprocated, you need to understand that will bring toxicity later on down the line, in the friendship, in the work relationship, in the romantic relationship, because you are not being matched in the same energy that you have, because you know who you are. You know exactly how valuable you are. You know exactly how valuable your time is. You know the impact that you're able to bring into that relationship, that friendship, that work relationship. So by knowing who you are, you'll be able to value your time and avoid that toxicity. The fourth way how you can avoid toxic relationships is for you to accept patterns and not apologies. So I believe in second chances. I really do. I think, people can make a mistake. People could just not know you like that and thought that you could be the one. And then you let them know. I believe in second chances, and I think you should always give someone a second chance. What I don't believe in are third and fourth and fifth and sixth and umpteenth chances. I don't believe in that. I think you should believe patterns, not apologies. Patterns of behaviour let you know what the person is moving with, what energy they're coming with. It's a pattern. And if you can start to predict someone's behaviour, and especially if it's something awful, that is a pattern that you have now intrinsically known. So believe that, as opposed to the apologies that will come. And believe that, as opposed to the apologies that will come, because people will always apologize when they think they're going to lose you, right? When they think they're going to lose someone valuable, when they finally realize your worth, they will apologize because they don't want to lose that good thing in their life. However, if you believe the patterns of behavior, first time, second time, third time, you can always call that a wrap, and you can see that this is the person the way they are, and you can avoid the toxicity that will come by continuing in a relationship, a friendship, a work relationship with that person. You can end it right there and avoid and save yourself, all the other aggravation and stress that would come from continuing, because you've noticed the pattern of behavior. Look, if you're watching this channel, I know you're a smart person. You must be smart enough to know that patterns repeat. They will repeat. It's just how it is. So stop it right there, and don't waste years of your life in a toxic relationship, friendship or otherwise, with someone who's already shown you early on patterns of behavior. For example, if you're dating somebody and he's shown you that he can go 2 days without calling you, I mean, if you're happy to accept that for however long you're dating the person, cool, go through. But if you know that that's not acceptable to you, that you feel for you, if someone cares about you and wants to date you, that they should at least touch base with you once in 24 hours, then you end that interaction there. It goes back to knowing who you are. It goes back to valuing yourself and your time. You need to accept patterns and not apologies. So to recap, before we get to the fifth one, first, you've got to believe the red flags. Believe red flags, take them into account when deciding upon the relationship. Second, value facts over potential. The facts don't lie, they are facts. And the third, know who you are, value your time and value yourself. The fourth way is to accept patterns, not apologies. Apologies will sugarcoat things for the meantime, for the moment, and then you're going to be back in that pattern again.
Mental health checkpoint.
Now, the fifth and final way that you can avoid toxic relationships and time wasters is for you to maintain high standards. Don't ever feel that you are wrong for expecting someone who's going to match your high standards, because I'm sure you're a smart person, you're watching this, you are going to be expecting the same energy you give, right? So you're maintaining yourself and your life and your conduct to a high standard, and you want the same. Maintain that. Don't ever feel that there's a shortage of great people out there. There isn't. You will find people on your wave. You will find that man or that woman that is for you. As long as you maintain those high standards, you will also avoid toxic relationships, because if you dip your standards and get into a toxic friendship, relationship, romantically, work relationship, you will regret it, because you'll look and be like, I shouldn't have even been friends with you in the first place. Like, I knew you weren't on my wave, right? I shouldn't have been your girlfriend or your boyfriend in the first place. I shouldn't have married you in the first place, because I knew you weren't on my wave. You weren't up to my standard. But due to maybe feelings of, I don't know, desperation, thinking time's running out, inadequacy, you reduce those standards to accommodate this friend or this boyfriend or this girlfriend, this husband or wife into your life. And years later, you regret it, because you always knew they were not a par for you. They were not on par with you. You always knew that they were not up to your standard, but you reduced it. And then the toxicity comes when people are mismatched, when there isn't a duality of frequencies between people who are interacting. That is where toxicity comes in. And the person who's having to sort of rein back their light and their greatness in order to come down to this level of this person who hasn't met their standards, and will eventually begin to resent that person, because they'll know, well, I had such and such standard, but I brought it down to here to accommodate this relationship, this friendship, this work arrangement with you. And the person who you actually, that person is going to begin to also resent you, because they're never going to feel like they quite match. They're never going to feel like they quite meet up to your high standards, which they know you have and always had. So don't do it. If you want to avoid toxic relationships, do not reduce your standards. Don't feel guilty for having high standards with regards to people that you allow into your friendship circle, into your heart, into a relationship, into a work arrangement. Do not, feel bad for having high standards. Those are there for a reason, because intrinsically your soul knows who you are and where you're going and what you need to accomplish on this here earth. These steps are how to avoid toxic relationships going forward in the future. I encourage you to subscribe. Your girl's here. I keep it real. I keep it real all the way. I don't sugarcoat. I tell you how it is, because this mental health comes first, and toxic relationships are the biggest denigrator of your mental health. I mean, they could literally drive you mad, and you do not want that. I don't want that for you. And the little that we can do by ourselves, let's do that together. Let's avoid bringing toxic relationships into our lives going forward into the future. And now we're in a whole new decade, it's even more crucial. Remember to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Share it with everyone you know. My channel's really new, so I'd appreciate your support, and don't forget to subscribe, really important as well. And don't forget to comment below if you've got any other ways that you avoid toxic relationships, your filtration criteria. Let me know in the comments, because it's really important to know exactly who belongs in your tribe, who you should be spending your time, your valuable time on, because time is the most important and valuable commodity we have. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. I've been Emmy, and this is ClickSmart. You're smart. You clicked. Thank you.